In this video, we're going to make vanilla custard, and this is one of the basics that everyone should know how to do because this is one of the bases that you use to make a myriad of things like custard pies and pastry desserts where you use custard as a filling. So this is one of those things that everyone should have in their repertoire. So we're starting out with a stainless steel pot, and I'm adding half and half. I have sugar. And I have cornstarch. And I'm going to go ahead and whip that all together. This whole mixture is going to get put in. And I'm going to bring it up to a simmer because what I want to do is let the cornstarch thicken this application. So let me get that cornstarch all evenly mixed in. And we're going to let it gradually come up to a simmer. And then we're going to watch it thicken. Now here's the thing that you need to make sure that you do is when you're doing and boiling milk and half and half, you need to stay with this because what will happen is it's going to take a long time to heat up. But once it's heated, very quickly you'll see the milk start to come to the top, and if you're not watching, it'll overflow and you'll have a mess all over the place. So very important to keep an eye on what's happening with this product as it heats up. So we're going to let it heat up, and we'll be back, and you'll see it's going to be nice and thickened. Okay, so now our mixture is thickened, and you can tell it's thickened. It's very obviously thick, but the way you know that it's ready to to move on is it has to come to a boil, and when you see it to come to a boil, it starts to bubble. That's the indication that it has actually gotten hot enough to thicken the cornstarch. If you don't let it get hot enough, it won't thicken the cornstarch enough, and then you will have a problem. Okay. One of the things I didn't add in the beginning, which I'm going to add in now, which should have gone in the beginning, but it's not going to affect it in negative ways, the salt. Just give it a chance to dissolve. So I'm going to add it now. Okay, so the next part is we're going to work with eggs here. And I'm going to break the eggs up and whisk them to get them all incorporated. Now here's the tricky part about working with eggs. If I pour the eggs straight into the custard like this right now, it would scramble in there and it'd break. So I have to gradually add hot eggs back in. And we're going to do what is called tempering. So I'm going to add a little bit of this hot mixture to the eggs, and then I'm going to stir it. And gradually what's going to happen is it's going to heat up the yolks, but in a very gentle way so that it doesn't scramble and solidify in the process here. I'm going to add more now. I can add, now that I've started the process of tempering, I can add quicker to this mixture here. And I'm going to mix that. And then once this is all mixed in hot, then I can dump this back in to the rest of the mixture, and it will not scramble the eggs. So now I'm going to go take the rest of this and add back in. And mix it together. Once that's all mixed together, I'm going to add my vanilla. Let that mix in. And to be absolutely safe that I don't have any, sometimes you may have a little piece here or there that might curdle lightly. So what I'm going to do now is strain this into a new pot. Because what I want to have happen at this point is I want the egg yolks to thicken slightly. And what I'm doing now is I'm straining this into the clean pot. This is going to ensure that I have a very smooth custard, and you'll see just maybe a few little tiny pieces of things that have solidified in here. One of the other things that helps when you're making a custard and keeps the eggs from curdling is the cornstarch. The cornstarch acts as a sort of a binder, and it keeps the yolks from scrambling. So I'm going to come in with a clean spoon, and I'm going to just slowly stir this until it starts to be a nice, thick, and smooth consistency, which it is. It's just about there. Notice that when I did this, I had it at a low temperature because I want to make sure that I don't cook it too fast. that's too fast, it's too hot, then I have problems with the eggs. So now that the yolks have thickened, I'm going to add some whole butter and let that melt in. I'm going to stir it in nice and smooth. And essentially our custard is now ready. What I will do now is I'm going to pour the custard into a glass bowl here. You see how smooth that is? It looks great. It's wonderful. And I'm going to take the custard now in this bowl, and I have a water bath here. And a water bath is ice and water. I'm going to place it in my water bath, and I'm going to put my spoon in here, and I'm going to stir it slowly to help cool it down. And then I'm going to put it in the fridge. And once it sets in the refrigerator, then it's ready for me to use for other things. And so I could use this for, again, a cream pie, or I could use it for a dessert filling. I could make cool, like custard cups. I could make trifle. But this is the standard vanilla custard that you're going to need for doing things. But you could also throw chocolate in there, but that's another day. For basic recipes like this and more, visit us at foodland.com.